having some fun and some success with the Fairfield box, and this is our third one in this little trilogy. So let's see how we do in this one here as we are looking for some stuff. We even had some 2024s in the other break. And we had a Donruss pack. We had a minor league pack. I like it when they start mixing up some of the packs. Which pack is that? I don't know. We're going to find out in a moment. As we have, it says 1 in 8 contain a hit. Nothing in there. And so what is this? This is going to be the big baseball cards, second series. I remember those back in the day. I got it kind of fun. At least that'll give us a little something to look at a little bit differently. This one here, a lot more random than the middle box that we cracked. There's Pete Alonso, who's still a free agent at the time of this filming. Luis Arias, guy who only wins batting titles but can't keep a job anywhere. Everybody wants to get him and they can't wait to get rid of him. George Kirby of the Mariners. There's Max Muncy for the Dodgers. When we flip it around, there is Nick Solak when he was once upon a time a prospect for the Tampa Bay Rays. Andy Van Slyke of the Cardinals. Felix Jose of the Cardinals. Julio Machado of the Mets. Todd Hundley for the Mets. Junior Ortiz. I think he's with Boston there. Rex Hudler of the Cardinals. Paul Ossenmacher of the Braves. There is Sid Fernandez of the Mets. Hey, what's better than one Sid Fernandez? How about 2 back-to-back? I guess they got a little bit excited in putting this box together. Did we get a third? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Who do we have next? There's Deion James. There's Tom Verizor. He was a first-round pick of the Detroit Tigers back in the day, and then he ended up with the Indians. I don't remember him with the Mets. Didn't really hit all that well, although 244 would probably get you a job in bigs today. Only 13 home runs for his career. He hit 11, but that was in AAA with Evansville back in 1974. So a decent shortstop, Verizor. There's Ron Washington. That's what Wash used to look like back in the day. He was a shortstop in his day. There's Rudy Law of the Royals. And then you got Bruce Sutter of the Braves, one of the best closers of all time. And then you have Kevin Mitchell. It's kind of a cool card in the, I believe that's 89. There's Willie Hernandez, Guillermo Hernandez. Unfortunately, he passed away, I believe, last year. Or was it 2 years ago now? Mookie Wilson of the Mets. Mike Boddicker. There's Mark Salas of the Minnesota Twins. Steve Boros of the Padres. Now we get into some of the more modern cards. Who do we have here with the Angels? They're not going to tell us. This is the, you're going to have to flip it over on the back. Is that a team checklist card? And it gives you the list of players in the opening day lineup and the reserves, whoever that was. I'm not sure. Oh, that's Tim Salmon. It is Salmon on the front. I thought it might have been, but didn't want to jump out and say it. There is that Jayhawk Owens of the Rockies? That's quite the name. I don't remember Jayhawk any particular time, and that's exactly what it is. It's Jayhawk Owens. Huh. There you have it. I don't remember him whatsoever. There is Bob Malacky of the Orioles. And then there is, who's that? Steve Cummings of the Blue Jays. And then we got a couple of minor league cards. So who are the minor leaguers that we have here? That's a Calgary Cannon. That's Rich Monteleone. If I'm not mistaken, he was a first-round pick of the Detroit Tigers at one particular time. Or at least a pick of the Tigers. I'm not sure where he fit in, Monteleone. And then you got Winston Seymour. He was with Salem, a first baseman. Corey Snyder, pretty good college player, pretty good early in his career. Marvin Freeman signing some autographs for the Braves. That's always a cool picture. And then we got ourselves a Alvaro Espinoza of the Yankees, Larry Anderson of the Padres, Greg Vaughn of the Brew Crew. There's an interesting name, Scott Bullitt. We'll go around and look at him. There's some Stadium Club, Eric Pappas, Scott Bullitt, as we mentioned. And who is this guy here with the Cardinals? That would be Donovan Osborne. Osborne had some decent times in the big leagues. There's Eric Anthony, Jody Reed, Russ Morgan of the Royals. There's Drew Hall of the Cubs. Waiting for our hit here. I don't know what our hit ended up being if we did get a hit. There's Jose Uribe of the Giants. Brent Mayne, catcher. He was a first-round pick too, I believe. He's with the Royals here. There's Larry Anderson. There's Bill Wegman of the Brew Crew. There's another one there for our friend Steve Rademacher. And there is a New York Met. Who is that? Bernard Gilkey. And we flip it around. Were we hitless in this? I don't know what they consider the hit. Mike Perez, and then you've got Brian Hunter. I don't remember him as a first baseman. But there were two Brian Hunters. There's Benito Santiago of the Padres and Tim Belcher of the Cincinnati Reds. And we finish it all off with this Series 2 of big baseball cards. Are they bigger than the regular ones? Yes, they are. You can see that here. So it looks like an extra little bit taller and a little bit wider. So this is, of course, the second series. I'm going to say that these were from 1983. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess we're going to find out in a moment here. What's on the back? First series, 1 to 88. Second, 89 to 176. And the third series, 177 to 264. Collect all of them. And if I remember correctly, it's like a picture of them playing in a headshot. There you go. Rick Shue of the Baltimore Orioles. There's Jeff Robinson of the Tigers. He never really amounted to very much. There's Jeff Stone of the Orioles. Kevin McReynolds of the Mets. Bob Kipper of the Pirates. And we finish it off with Kurt Stillwell. So a very underwhelming pack of the big baseball cards that we were able to get in this particular box. Well, everybody, let us know what you think. I think the second and the first box were better than this box, but let us know what you think. We appreciate you guys for stepping in to watch another Last Drops Baseball cards video, and it was a mystery box from Fairfield. Have a great day, everybody.